You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Hey everybody. Hello and welcome to the racist Joe Cumia Show. Guilty by association. Got a couple of friends out in the backyard there. Party's just getting started. Yeah, that's what they call you when you speak up. When you speak the truth. That's all I was doing. See, as you can read below, I hate you. 1-800-I-HATE-YOU just because you're brown, yellow, red, or white, but certainly not because you're a fucking stupid. I had an altercation over my last week off with a couple of individuals who couldn't get the message. They couldn't understand what it was I was talking about when I viewed a particular video. And of course, what is everyone default to that's on the losing end of an argument? You're a racist. I'm sick of hearing the word, but it happened on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. I have the video for you. I'd like to show it to you. It's a video of a young man that had too much to drink in Las Vegas. Of all places, go figure. It was some white dude that got himself into a little pickle. Got himself into a jam. He was fucking drunk, so he started bothering some black dude. I don't know what he was saying. You really couldn't hear it. Might have been calling him a nigger. Perhaps, just saying that he didn't like the way he was dressed. I don't know. Can't really hear what the guy was saying. But, he evidently pissed the guy off enough to knock him on his ass. Little black guy knocked him on his ass once. And then proceeded to try to walk away. And this big, dumb, fucking white lummox kept after the guy. Never touched him. He was just being annoying, getting in his personal space. And being an annoying, drunk white guy. Walked away, the black guy kept on trying to walk away, and the white guy pursued him with fervor and got up in his face, but the black guy stopped, and when he did, he hauled off and knocked the fucking guy out. I mean, out cold. I don't know if it was the punch so much as the white guy's head hitting the fucking ground. We'll take a look. Let's watch this. We'll watch this video. That was the first time the guy knocked him on his ass. The white guy's getting up pretty quick. People, as usual, stand around laughing. World star, world star. Anyway, okay, so here. There's a little fucking wiry, skinny black guy. The white guy really must be fucking inebriated. Has a hard time getting up the stairs here, you can see. At this point, the black guy's walking. The white guy's following him, but not really catching up to him, not trying to catch up to him. Black guy could have kept on walking. And believe me, I'm not condoning the white guy's behavior. The white guy was a fucking asshole. But I'll get to the point of this whole story as soon as we see what happens next. All right, white guy stopped, and I'm not sure if he actually touched him. Let's check that. Never touched him. Looks like he's being an asshole getting up in his face, but black guy's walking again. He stops, turns around, and bam! All right, knockout punch. Clearly knockout punch. Black guy's walking away. Okay, well, the point I reposted this video, and the point that I made was, in as much as the white man was a fucking moron for pursuing him like that, what happens in a situation like this, or what could have happened in a situation like this, is a young black male punches a white guy gets knocked out, falls down on the ground, clocks his head so hard it puts him in a coma, or kills him instantly. Then you have yet another black male going to jail, and it becomes a systemic problem, a deep-seated problem with the judicial system. Here's the long and short of it, folks. If you hit someone and they die, it's manslaughter. If it's not clearly a matter of self-defense, and I really, honestly, viewing this video, I saw nothing that would make me believe that this black guy was being threatened physically in any way. This is where the racist card is pulled, and I'm defending the white guy. I'm not. The white guy was a fucking asshole. He was a moron for doing what he did. He deserved to be knocked out. I'll say it. He deserved to be fucking knocked out. But herein lies the difference between a thinking man and a fucking moron. The black guy never once had it in his head that if he hits this guy and this guy dies or gets put in a coma or has some type of long-lasting medical problem or even reports it, that he could get picked up for the very least of all assault, and the biggest, if the guy had croaked, manslaughter. And you're looking at doing, what is it, 10 to 15, 10 to 20, 8 to 15 for manslaughter, for a clear case of the black guy was not being threatened in any way. Yeah, the guy was getting up in his grill. But as you saw, he was walking away. He could have kept walking. He stopped purposely to turn around and take some of his anger, frustration, or whatever the hell you want to call it, out on a drunk white guy who, as I said, clearly deserved to be knocked out. But that's not the point I was making. The point that I was making was that black males make up a huge percentage of our prison population these days, and they're all blaming it on the system. Biased judges, investigators that don't give all of the information, thereby condemning them before they've been found guilty in court. So many excuses, folks, and that makes me a racist. So welcome to the Racist Joe Cumia Show. Like I said, big party in the backyard. Can't wait to get out there and hang out with my constituents from the KKK and the fucking skinheads. Well, I can't stand it anymore, man. So I took to Facebook. I reposted this stupid thing. And I wrote a little something. I'll read it back to you. There you go. My take, as usual, the first punch thrown by the black guy. The white guy didn't throw any punches. I've had drunken morons in my face screaming horrific obscenities at me, talking shit about my mama, and pretty much embarrassing themselves. And I have. I work in a band. I work around drunk people all the time. I've had idiots in my face. I pretty much blow them off unless... Yeah, I'll continue here. I continue to ignore them and walk the fuck away as long as they don't lay their hands on me. If they don't lay their hands on me. After that happens, all bets are off, and I'll knock them the fuck out with no further thought. Which is the truth. You fucking lay your hands on me, I'm going to hit you. That's simple. That's all it takes, is proving self-defense. And with that video, There was no such proof. There was nothing that indicated this black guy was at risk at any time. He was not in a defensive posture when he turned around, when he stopped walking and turned around. He was clearly looking for the shot, and he took it. Now, had a cop been there, right away, it would have been a black guy hitting a fucking white guy. There would have been no discussion about, well, he was up in my face, he was yelling, he was yelling obscenities at me. He did this post. I'll continue. Yeah, it's typical ghetto fucking mentality. Knocking the drunk white guy out, take the chance that he'll fall, crack his skull open, and die, and then the poor fucking black man goes to jail for manslaughter unjustly because there's systemic problems. It's not because there's a problem with this guy throwing his fucking hands first and potentially killing someone for no real good reason. This wasn't self-defense, folks. This was what's commonly known as, in the racist community, black rage. It's called black rage. Call me a nigger, and I have the right to fucking shoot you. Oh, there are some that would say that. There are some people that would say that. It's a case of widespread systemic problems? No. Judge is biased against young black males? No. The judge is handing down justice. Fuck you, jungle-dwelling fucking Neanderthals of any color. There's my disclaimer. I said of any color. I don't give a shit if you're white as a goddamn fluorescent bulb. If you do that, you're an asshole. You deserve to be fucking picked up and thrown in jail. You're an asshole that doesn't think. Use your fucking heads before you use your hands. All of you brainless monkey fuckers. And that applies to white people too. Your lives may improve to the point where you'll think twice before fucking it all up. Which this could well have done. Could well have fucked this black guy's life up. He's still out. You know, just by looking at the knockout game, people have died getting punched in the fucking head and falling down, cracking their skulls. And that's it. They're dead. And then, whether you're white, black, yellow, green, purple, I don't fucking care what color you are. If you're guilty of that crime, of killing someone by throwing hands, you're going away. Now, let's get back to the racist Joe Cumia show. Here we go. Let's go. We'll do this one. Oh, come on. Where are you? The racist Joe Cumia show. There it is. If you're a young black male and you're convicted of manslaughter because of a situation like that, it's blamed on society. It's blamed on the court system. It's blamed on the white guy that started the trouble. He could have kept walking. The black guy could have kept walking. So I ended up with a whole bunch of really shitty posts. Now my point on Facebook was not about. I like this. Being able to switch screens like that. My point was not about defending the white monkey, the white fucking moron, the white asshole. 90 comments. This thing got 90 comments back. Okay? We'll go over a couple of them. It wasn't about defending the white guy. It was about talking about the repercussions of someone hitting someone like that and knocking them out. Man, there were a couple of spots that were really, like, between me and a gentleman named Keon, and he just wouldn't get it. He was the only. I mean, there were a couple of guys that didn't get it until I explained it, But where's Keon? I got to find him. He had nothing to say except claiming me to be a racist. Where is it? And this guy, again, the drunk guy got knocked out by the black guy. There were no police. There was no police there. There'll be no judge, no jury, no arrest, no court case. He got what was coming to him. He was much bigger than the black guy and was pursuing him. He invaded his personal space. The black guy kept walking away. In the exact same situation, I would have clocked that drunk motherfucker, too, to get away from him. Sue me. Fuck that drunken asshole. I'm laughing at him right now. And I don't care about what if the cops were there. They weren't. You can argue all fucking day with me on this. The drunk deserved exactly what he got, legal or not. Have a nice day. Typical of a Neanderthal fucking moron. The drunk got what he deserved. Yes, he did. Legal or not, he said it himself. Illegal. This is why, in my humble racist opinion, prisons are full of young black men. Because that rage comes out unchecked. And they don't understand at the time what the penalties and repercussions could be for their actions. Or they don't care. It's either they don't understand or they just don't care. But either way, it's not a problem with the system. It's a problem with attitude. You don't hit somebody because they fucking annoy you verbally. You hit someone because they're a threat and you want to end that threat. You don't hit someone as a game. Getting into a fight isn't a game. People die in fights, and people go to prison for it. And the sooner young black men in particular understand that, and young white fucking hooligans as well, but the sooner they understand that, the sooner there are going to be fewer young black men doing time. Help your race. You can help your race. I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. I believe there are certain problems with particular races. I really do. The system is full of them. It's indicative of behavior, of bad behavior. Well, all they could keep telling me, I mean, the only feedback that they had on Facebook was that I'm a racist. Where's the guy? Gotta find him. Keon Pierce. There he is. All right. I want to see his first post. Keon's first post was a good one because okay. Roger Downs, this racist piece of shit is your friend, bro? He's mad because the white dude got knocked the fuck out. In this day and age, that's what usually happens when you run your mouth, and especially when you start calling people ghetto and monkeys. Joseph Cumia, listen to this. I can tell you either got your ass beat by a black person or you're just a pussy, period. You type all this shit about blacks online being monkeys, but I guess that's a misspell, etc. But I know for a fact you'll never say it in public to any black man's face. Of course You fucking idiot. I'm not going to call you a monkey, but I'm going to call you a fucking idiot. Why would I never say it to someone's face? Because I would never say it behind their fucking back. That's why. Holy shit. This guy could not get it through his fucking thick skull. And I say that about white people too. I call him thick-skulled. Through his thick fucking skull that I wasn't defending the white guy. I'm not defending the white guy. I'm condemning what the black guy did for his own sake. For his own sake. Do you get it? Does anybody else fucking see why this shit drives me crazy? Yeah. So he continues to go on about any black man's face, fucking pussy, blah 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 blah. Beats your skull, and don't be surprised, you racist piece of shit, white trash scumbag. So I'm called a racist because I am trying to make sense and put a little bit of reason behind the bad that this black guy did to himself, not to the white fuck, drunk shithead that I don't give a fuck about. Yeah, I never called any black person a monkey. Read on, sir. I said, and it's in the above post, no. The judge is handing down justice. Fuck you, jungle-dwelling fucking Neanderthals of any color. Did you read the of any color part? Did you hear that, Keon Pierce from Facebook? Did you hear that? Probably not. I have tens of people watching this. But that was pretty much the point I was trying to make, and very few people got it. Very few people understood or tried to understand that I was not defending the white guy in any way, shape, or form. He was an asshole. In the end, yes, he deserved what he got. But this is why there are so many young black males in prison today. Okay, let's get back to the racist Joe Cumia show. There we go. I'm going to leave this up all fucking day because I like it. I like it. It's hysterical that I'm called a racist. Hysterical. I judge individuals. I judge them on an individual basis. And I do judge. I judge everybody. I fucking judge everybody. So do you. So do you. It's human nature to judge people. Without it, we would be living in a utopia. And there would be no troublemakers because there would be no reason to judge people, to prejudge people by the way they look, the way they speak, and the way they act towards others. Do I want to hang out with a fucking rioter from Baltimore? No. I don't think I want to hang out with a single one. I don't want to hang out with a white guy that riots. They're a liability. In my life, they could be nothing but trouble. And they probably don't know any good jokes. Why the fuck would I want to hang out with them? All right, I have a little something coming up next. It was I'm going to take little bits and pieces of this. I thought it was going to be better in the long play, long as a long play, but it looks as if I should make it a short clip. It was Carol and I having a discussion about whether or not a man can be raped. Yeah, we got that coming up. Okay, so here we go. Everybody, black, white, brown, purple, pink, I don't care what color you are, behave. Just fucking behave. Don't give anyone an excuse to put you in jail, and you probably won't go there. I have guns. They're all legal. If you have a gun and it's not legal, get rid of it. Throw it away. Turn it in. They'll give you money for it. They will. Just fucking get rid of it. And be good. Be good, okay? From racist Joe Cumia. Be good. You know, I just had a brainstorm, ladies and gentlemen. We went out and had a couple of cocktails. We went to a Mexican place, Carol and I, and we started having a debate about whether or not a young boy can be raped. I said no. She said yes.
Stop it. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Sit.
It's not
Sit.
live, right?
Right here. No, we're not live. We're taping.
Yeah, look, it's skipping.
So you can can anything. What?
It's Skipadell.
Skip. All right. I have a message from my pal Skip. From what? From Catch a Contractor on Spike Television. All right.
Enjoy.
Carol. There's no such thing as a boy being raped. Unless he's getting a dick in his ass by a fucking another guy, there's no such thing as boy rape. I don't care what fucking age they are.
Penetration is penetration. And
penetration, yes.
So
penetration, not penetrating.
Being sexist in the way that...
Of course.
All right, so what's the difference? Anal sex or you're fucking somebody else? Somebody's fucking you or you're fucking somebody else at 8 years old. Is that okay? I don't think so.
No, anal sex is absolutely wrong.
Oh,
no,
but
a boy having sex with an older woman who entices him is completely different. There is a double standard there. You don't understand. There's a double standard there.
I see the double standard.
Right, and rightfully so. Why isn't it appropriate? A girl can be raped. A girl can be made to have sex. A boy cannot be made to have sex unless he's taken a dick in his ass.
Well,
he decides.
Oh my God!
Look. Yeah, see, now it's your turn. Layla, meh. I'm not listening.
Stop.
But women don't take their dick and put it in the boy.
Stop it.
No, there's no stopping it. That's the point.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. Very different.
They're putting their whole on the child.
The boy is Nazi Germany. The girl is Poland.
Stop yelling at
me. But I'm not yelling. This is the way I do my podcast. The boy is Nazi Germany. The girl is Poland. The boy's the invader. The girl is being invaded. Why isn't it right? Explain.
It's not right.
If you explain to me, explain to the nice people, Carol. Tell me what it is. Tell me it's an analogy. I'm saying that boys are the invader. Boys are the ones with the ammunition. Boys are the ones.
It's not their fault.
I'm a boy. I'm fucking you. Oh, that was awful. Folks, she fell. That's it. You're done. You're so done. Oh, this is fucking video gold. Come on, get your ass in the seat. I'm not done with you. Sit. Okay, come on. Jesus H. Christ. This is what happens when we go out for a few drinks on a Thursday night, folks.
No, it's not true.
Believe me, she's a pip. Rich, how the fuck do you do it with Bonnie? Every goddamn day. All right.
I'm not a pip.
No, you are a pip. You're Gladys Knight.
Look.
I'm the pip.
Look how fat white makes you.
It just gives you big tits. All right, look, we're going. All right, thank you very much. It's been nice, but now we're gone. Bye. Oh, looks like he's here already. Joe?
Hello. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Outstanding.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Are we going video Skype?
Whatever you want to do. You want to do video?
Absolutely.
Buck naked, completely.
Absolutely. That's even better, man. That's even better. I'm halfway there. I'm actually just naked from the desk down.
Yeah, me too, actually. Put on my Beatles shirt here. Hold on, let me do the... How do we do this? Do I hang up and redial, or...
No, I think you just click on the camera icon there.
I'm not the most Skype savvy person.
Let's see. Okay, hold on.
Turned off.
Yeah, there's a little icon on the bottom. It's got like an old time movie camera looking thing.
Mine's crossed.
There you go. There you are.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing.
Yes.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I was just writing some music and called you up. I'm
very cool.
Working on my concerto, still trying to finish it up and get everything.
You're working on a concerto for 6-string violin, I noticed.
7-string violin.
7-string violin. You've added a string.
Well, I've had that string for that extra string since I got it for about 12 years or so.
Now you're not playing E A D G B E, correct? That's not. It's not strung like a guitar.
You know what? Let me go grab it. I have it right here. I could show it.
Absolutely, by all means, man.
1 second.
That is it's a one of a kind. I mean, it's got to be a one of a kind, custom build, and I mean with the entire like harness system that you have.
Yes, it's a strap-on violin.
A strap. I'm sure you haven't. That wasn't the first time you've heard that.
It's basically top. Yeah, I've been using that joke for years. But the top strings are regular violin strings, E, A, D, G.
Okay.
Right? Those C, which is like a viola.
Right.
Then another fifth down, which is F, and B flat, which is lower than an actual cello can play.
Wow.
So
wow.
It covers a wide range. And if I plug it in, I could demo a few things. I'd have to just take a minute to plug it in.
Take your time, man. We're I start recording the second I pick up a Skype call. So anything I have to edit, I can edit. But chances are, I mean, it seems as though everything is pretty copacetic right here. Take your time. Definitely plug it in.
I'll take a minute. Might as well. I have it. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear anything.
Yeah. I can actually get, you know what I can do? I'm plugging in a guitar too, man.
We could jam.
Yeah, I've done that so far with Ian Anderson and Bumblefoot.
Sweet.
Yeah, had a great time. All I have to do is grab a pick. Very cool. Let's see what we got. Am I seeing frets on that?
It does have frets. Yeah.
It does have frets. Okay, so look, you've absolutely bastardized the violin, which is very cool from where I stand. And listening to recently, I mean, I've gone up on YouTube and pulled down a couple of Shock Therapy. First of all, is incredible.
Thank you.
When I first heard it, it was so. I kind of threw the video up and turned my head, and I was like, all right, well, you know, it's starting off. When is the violin kicking in? I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it Joe Satriani like or Frank Zappa esque, or I mean it's got all of those elements as far as my ear goes.
You just named two of my biggest influences growing up.
Well,
I'm glad it comes through in the music because
it sure does, man. It sure does, and in an amazing way. I've been exposed to a lot, like to Jean-Luc Ponty, obviously, you know.
Sure.
Jean-Luc Ponty is right. I played bass for a woman by the name of the Great Cat, if you remember who she is.
I actually never met her personally, but she's sort of a violinist dominatrix kind of.
Beethoven on Speed was her first.
I have that album, and I remember she was doing like a super fast Chrysler piece.
That was yes. She's done Paganini. She's had. I mean, I had to learn a whole bunch of that stuff on bass, and I played with her for a little while. So it was kind of like, you know. So I've been exposed to some violin crossover stuff. Mm-hmm. But you by far, and I say this with the utmost respect, have really taken it to the next level. This is something that I've never experienced, never seen, and more importantly, never heard. The sounds that come from that violin are incredible. I mean, you've taken it way past. What made you morph a violin into what it is? I mean,
it's kind of a long story, but before I tell the story, the guy that actually makes these instruments, his name is Mark Wood, and he's out of Port Washington, Long Island, and he's been making these for years. But what he does is he measures you to fit, so the instrument fits your body, and this is his patent, this harness system.
Wow!
And he made this for me in 2003. He can make you a 4-string, 5-string, 6-string, 7-string, with or without frets, whatever you want. I chose the most ridiculous, over the top, the highest version that he had, the 7-string
flying V. It's a flying V, the flying V of violins.
And he's a rock, metal, hard rock guy from the 80s, so of course he's all about the flying V.
Oh, sure.
And as a singer, it's great because you don't have to do this, and when you're trying to sing,
right?
And you're playing a lot of loud rock and roll. Sometimes you can't hear yourself. It's good to have the frets. So for a guy like me, for the kind of music I play, it's the perfect instrument.
That's awesome, man. My uncle's a luthier by the name of Joe Giselli. He's out of Huntington, Long Island, and I'm sure he's familiar with the builder, with your builder.
For me, I'm not a very handy guy. I would never be able to build an instrument. I'm more about getting the people to know about these instruments and getting the electric violin exposed in as many places as possible. I dream of living in a world where violinists are like guitar players. You play your acoustic violin, you play your classical orchestral gigs, and then you go at night and play with a band.
And you can rock.
And plug in and rock out. And
did you
exist
start
in those worlds,
Did you start out as a classical violinist? I mean, in school, were you like a band geek? I mean, did you?
I was actually. I started out as a classical violinist. My parents are classical musicians. My father's in the Cleveland Orchestra, classical violinist,
wow.
Strictly classical. I mean, I tried to turn him on to Led Zeppelin for years, and he just nothing. But he was always
didn't want to know,
But I started out that way, and then I got really into rock and roll when I was around 11 or 12, and I took up electric bass because I wanted to be in a band. And I didn't even, no one I knew played bass, and I didn't even conceive of the fact that these things existed. So bass was the first instrument I learned to groove on and write songs on and improvise on. And then I later taught myself guitar, and I got really into guitar players in high school, like Satriani and Zappa and Jimmy Page and Steve Vai, and long list of players, Jeff Beck. And at one point, I think when I was like 15 or 16, I heard a recording of Stefan Grappelli, the great jazz violinist, and Jean-Luc Ponty and Jerry Goodman and some of these great players. And violin was still my strongest, technically my strongest instrument because I'd been playing it since I was 6. And around the same time, I got an opportunity to play with a local band in Cleveland where I was growing up. This guy, Michael Stanley, he's a local celebrity. He's sort of like Bob Seger, but mainly known in Ohio. And he invited me he heard me play. His daughter went to my high school. He heard me play. He invited me to sit in with his band, and that was like a pivotal moment for me because I had never improvised on the violin. But I played a lot of blues and rock and roll on other instruments, so it was just an easy kind of thing to transfer. And I'm like, wow, I don't know a lot of people doing this. This is, I'm pretty good. I could do this. This is sort of my thing now, And then later I discovered a lot more and more quote unquote alternative style string players around. The new generation is coming up with a lot of hip players that could do a lot of different things, not just classical music. So yeah, I mean, it was a very good response, and it sort of set me on my path in life. And I thought I couldn't decide if I was really serious about the guitar, and I couldn't make up my mind because it's really hard to really master two instruments. I can still play the guitar, but there's a lot better guitar players out there.
Guitarists are a dime a dozen, though, man. You're doing something that's completely, I mean, as of now, it's just it's so out there that's like, I mean, it's something relatively brand new. I mean, taking it to the point that you've taken it, as far as the use of effects and and the way you use them. I mean, I really couldn't tell whether I was listening at times to Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, or if Jeff Beck playing some crazy jazz licks. It's just it's something brand new and fresh that you're doing. Do you have like a regular band? Do you have guys that you work with all the time, or do you use different guys?
Well, my main band for electric violin is Stratusfurious, and that's my project. I've had that band's been going for like 15 years. We got a call?
No, not at all. It's just an annoyance. Go ahead.
That band I've had around for 15 years. It had different members in rotation. At one point, Alex Skolnick was in the band from Testament.
Sure.
For 3 years, he played and recorded. I've had the same lineup for the last 7 or 8 years. We're slowly working on a new album, releasing it as singles for now. And what you heard, Shock Therapy, that was my band. That was Stratusfurious.
Okay.
We're actually touring in New England at the end of May on Memorial Day weekend. It's part of a traveling festival called Sonic Voyages.
Very cool.
And it's up on my website and on Stratusfurious website. And
are there a lot of alternative type of bands attached to that tour, like instrument wise, or like any guys playing like I don't know, PVC pipes or anything like that? Like
no, it's more progressive rock oriented, and it's us, a group called Circuline, and a group called Shadow Eden, which are two excellent progressive and fusion bands. And we're using local acts where we travel. We're playing in Worcester, Mass, in New Haven, Newmarket, New Hampshire, and in Hartford, Connecticut. We hope to do more beyond that. But I created that band basically because I wanted to explore this instrument and push the boundaries. And I was always fascinated with using effects and different sounds. And I admired guys like Tom Morello and Oz Noy, guitar players who always weaved that stuff into their music and made it musical, not just gimmicks, not just...
Right. No, very talented. I mean,
that's been my area of fascination, and I thought I got to create a project to do it. Otherwise, no one's going to do it for me. I got to make my own thing and explore.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's such a unique sound too. It's not. Sometimes it's reminiscent of guitar. I mean, I hear it, but other times it just goes places that a guitar can't possibly go. Mainly because of the I guess the notes and the way the strings are set up. I mean, you play. See, what gets me as a guitarist is I hear you play pentatonic riffs. Yeah, I hear a lot of them in the sections of Shock Therapy. Very blues oriented, very pentatonic. But at the same time, you can go off and do these things that guitarists can't possibly do, only because you can play linearly and playing with a bow. I mean, a bow does a lot more than a pick could possibly do.
One of the things that was pretty good. One of the things guitarists always strive for is sustain. And with a bow, you have natural sustain. You can just keep it
pretty much infinite sustain. All you got to do is go back and forth.
So, and there's a lot of cool what I love about the violin, and another thing with guitarists, you're always trying to bend notes and make it sound like a human voice, and with distortion and certain things you can do that to a degree, but with violin you can really bend a note.
Now, are you stretch when you bend? Are you actually are you stretching on the fret, or
I'm actually sliding.
you're sliding? Okay.
We can't do it like you guys with where we bend this, literally bend the string. It doesn't have the same effect.
Oh, okay.
So we have to slide, and it lends itself really well to playing the blues, and I'm a big fan of the blues.
Yeah.
It's like the foundation of a lot of the stuff I do.
I can hear that in a couple of the songs that you do. Now, how much do you write, and how much do you write? And second part of the question is, have you do you do covers? I mean, when you go out to tour, or, when you play with your band?
Stratospherious. I mean, outside of Stratospherious, I play a lot of private events and in a lot of different bands that do mostly covers. But with Stratospherious, we pick our covers very carefully. It's mostly original music, mostly stuff that I've written. But some of our covers, we've done Driven to Tears by The Police. We've done Hysteria by Muse, which is one of my favorite bands.
Muse is a great band. Yeah.
Magic Fingers by Frank Zappa.
I did see the cover of that.
Jimi Hendrix stuff too.
Hendrix. I love Hendrix. God, do I love Hendrix.
I think if you're gonna be an original band and you want to do a cover, you got to be clever about it. You got to bring something new to the table, and also choose a song that people sort of know that they might hear in a different light. I don't know.
Let's jam.
Let's do
I
it.
want to play.
Get it going.
Is A a good key for you?
Sure, A is great. It's the best.
Nice.
Want to take a solo?
Dude, that was so much fun.
It was great.
I love jam.
I've never jammed on Skype before.
Me neither. This is well, the first time I actually jammed on Skype was with Ron Bumblefoot Thal from Guns N' Roses.
You know, one of our guitarists played in his band for a while, Mac Price.
Oh, okay.
He was gigging with Bumblefoot.
Nice. Well, he's doing he's got a project together with Scott Weiland. Art of Anarchy is the name of the band. But yeah, it's pretty good stuff, man. He's a killer player, man. The guy's so good.
Yeah.
The guy's just so good. And we were sitting around playing Jethro Tull songs, of all things, because he's a huge Jethro Tull fan. And the day before, I had Ian Anderson on as a guest via Skype, and it was kind of cool. It was like I got to play a little piece of Aqualung for the man himself.
Wow,
like,
you must have been pinching yourself.
Oh, dude, every day. I mean, every day. It's like, I have something new come up, and
it's amazing.
Oh, it's something, man. As you know, I don't know if you're familiar with Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, a
little
little bit.
Those guys? My brother's Anthony from formerly Opie and Anthony show, and he does quite a bit of music, man. His viewership is a bit beyond mine as well, and I can guarantee, man, he would absolutely love to have you in studio. One of these days, maybe we could hook that up.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Where
are you located?
Contact information, or do you have my contact info, or through?
Oh yeah. Through Joe, definitely. I do, through Joe Pietaro. Where are you? Where are you located? Where you call home?
I'm in North Jersey, in Dumont.
Oh, okay.
Which is Bergen County. It's not far from Teaneck. That's the town everyone knows.
Teaneck, New Jersey. Yeah, Dumont. I'm relatively familiar with Northern Jersey. We're my band. I do a couple of different tribute bands. One of them is a U2 show, and we're playing over at Starland Ballroom.
Okay.
We're going to be there on the 2 days before we go away to Disney. We do Disney for a week in
nice.
In the summer. Yeah, June 12th we're at Starland.
June 12th.
Yeah.
I think I'll be around. Shoot me an email. That's about.
Dude, I would love for you to come out and just choose a U2 song to jam to, man. I'm talking about we draw big over there. There's a lot. I mean, we have a couple of thousand people coming to Starland to see us. I'd love to have you as a special guest. That would be awesome.
I'll put it in my book. It looks open right now.
June 12th. Awesome, man. That'd be fantastic.
My wife's a huge U2 fan. My anniversary present to her was tickets to the Madison Square Garden show.
That's great. I know, and I mean, a lot of people come to see us when U2 aren't on when they're not on tour. It's like scratching an itch. A lot of U2 fans get they want to see something similar. And we have a guy that does the Bono part that's just incredible. He's he lives it. Not 24/7, but when he's on stage, he sells it well. So I would love to have you come down. Maybe jam bad or something like that. It's like
I'll think about it. There's a bunch of different songs that could work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we know approximately 4 hours worth of U2. If we played everything back to back that we know about 4 hours worth of U2 music.
Nice.
So whatever you come up with, we'll be able to do.
What's the name of the band?
The name of the band is 2U.
Right.
U2 tribute band 2U. Yeah, it's been doing that for about probably about 15 years now.
Okay.
So things have been good. I did the original thing with my brother for a long time. We had a couple of bands that were that came really close before Anthony went and abandoned me and got into radio. Those things happen.
What I'm curious, what inspired you to start to join the U2 tribute band?
Years ago, I actually started it. I had a friend of mine who was a singer in a cover band that I did that kind of resembled Bono and did U2 extremely well.
Huh?
So playing on on the thought of so many Elvis impersonators and Beatles shows, since Beatlemania was as successful as it was, and then we started seeing tributes to all kinds of other bands popping up left and right. kind of figured you two was one of the great ones that would be around for a long time, and it made sense to do, as far as a business. I mean, it's my full time. It's what I do. It's my full time living. So thankfully I get to. I'm knocking wood. Thankfully I get to play music full time, and that's what.
Good music. I mean, it's good stuff, and it's
yeah. I still write and record. What do you? By the way, what do you? Where do you record, or what do you use? Are you?
I record. We track at a studio in Ridgewood, New Jersey called Studio X. It's our friend Rave Tessar. He's one of the keyboard players in the band Renaissance. And he has a home studio. It's about 20 minutes from my house. And we work really well together. He did our last 3 or 4 projects. We track there. We mix in a few different places. There's an engineer named Alex Saltzman up in Brewster, New York, who's mixed our most recent singles, who's going to be mixing our next few songs. And he's worked on the last 3 Ace Frehley records as an engineer.
Okay.
And small stuff I do at home. Like I have a business where people hire me to do fake orchestras. I basically have another violin where I put cello strings on it. Not real, like violin gauge cello strings.
Right.
And I have a way to record it, and I layer parts. And if you want a full string orchestra on your song
without having keyboards, though, that's
right.
It must sound so much more natural. It's got to sound so much more natural.
A lot of people just don't have the budget for a real string orchestra, like in indie projects. So I've been doing a lot of that lately, and it's fun. I've done a lot of commercials and jingles in my little studio here. I did a Coke commercial that aired during the Oscars. I did all the strings on there.
I heard that's quite a feather in the cap. That's amazing, man.
I'm always stoked just with technology. Like I pinch myself. I'm like, I recorded this in my dinky little basement or all this stuff. It's kind of cool that you could. I mean, anyone can do it. So.
Hold on a second. Let me show you something real quick.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's my studio.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
I'm telling you, man. It really is. It's the kind of thing where it took me, it takes so long to get to a point in life where you're able to do these things, Like I always aspired to be Danny Elfman. I want to be Danny Elfman. I want to score all of Tim Burton's movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like when you get to a particular point. I mean, it's still fun going out and going out and playing. I mean, I love going on the road, but I just the weekend down in up in Mamaroneck, New York, and then down in then shooting straight down to Towson, Maryland, to do anything cool gigs and stuff. But man, after a while, the road gets tiring.
It does. I'm actually the thing I was working on. I'm premiering my electric violin concerto for orchestra in September with the Muncie Symphony, and it's my first opportunity to do a full orchestral score. I've never done that in my life.
Wow.
So I have it. It's 4 movements, 25 minutes long. I have it scored. I have a few months left, so I'm going to take it in, and I have a lot of friends who are composers, and they're going to sort of rip me a new asshole with it and teach me what I'm orchestrating improperly and help me out. But it's been a learning experience. But I love to do more of that stuff. Ultimately I still love to get in front of an audience and perform. That's never going to change. But I would love to get more writing projects like that and branch out into different areas.
It lends itself to doing to being so much more creative. I mean, the jamming end is great. I mean, being able to play live and having that live feedback, the audience, but everything that you get to do in your own basement these days, it's crazy. I mean, I use Logic 9, and I still write, record, mix, and do it. Pretty much do it all myself. And there's just such a there's something about that process that will never get old. It'll never get old.
People are always going to want to record music, even if, regardless of how much money is made from selling it, or lack of money. But it's just a need. And for me personally, I can track at home, but mixing, I'd rather delegate to somebody who's been doing it for 20 years and nothing else. Just people who know how to have the best gear and know how to mix things well. And I tried it. I tried mixing my own album for 2 years, and I almost killed myself. It was just, I realized, I know what I do well, and I know what other people do better.
Sometimes you need that other set of ears, I mean, you need another set of ears, at the very least.
Absolutely.
And another set of ears whose hands know what they're doing. is bonus. I mean, that's,
It's like playing an instrument. You could own a Steinway, but can you play the Steinway?
Right, exactly. I've been very fortunate though to have a lot of people surrounding me that were extremely knowledgeable, easy to get along with. So it's the kind of thing where I learned from a bunch of these people. A gentleman that's been coming over and doing some recording, Jeff Allague. He was one of the founding guitar players from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and a friend of mine. Just teaches me something every time he comes over. I mean, he's one of those guitarists, one of those classical guitarists. It's just like, that takes what I do as a guitar player. I look at it and go, how do you do that? So I mean, I'm always learning something. Another friend of mine is actually a drummer in the U2 tribute band, from a band called he was with a band called 9 Days. Story of a Girl. That was a pretty huge song they had back a few years ago. But he's an incredible engineer, the guy, live and studio. So every time he comes over, there's something new, to be some new little bit of knowledge to be gained. And I'm sure you've got to be surrounded by that tenfold. I mean, with some of the names that you work with, it's got to be beneficial to your own recording abilities.
I learn from everybody. I'm always asking questions, and it's a lifelong thing. I get to teach. That the guy that built my violin, he runs a camp in Kansas called the Mark Wood Rock Orchestra Camp, and this is my 5th year coming back there. And some of the other teachers there, I wish I was in their. I'm too busy teaching my classes. I wish I could sit in on their classes a little bit. There's a guy, Matt Vanacoro. He's an amazing keyboard player, and he actually demos stuff for Logic, and he does demonstrations at Apple stores, and he, a lot of companies send him gear to try out, and he's so knowledgeable about recording technology and everything. So he's a cat. I always try to go to a few of his classes when I'm there. But just any musicians that I work with, I always pick something up, whether it's musical, theoretical, technical, something from the business, and I'm always, it's a lifelong process, as you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just and it does get more and more complex as you get older. You kind of figure things would get a little bit easier, but I mean, staying ahead of the curve as far as technology goes is like, for a guy my age. I mean, I'm 55, so a guy my age is like, all right, I just have to learn this next thing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to.
I mean, I use all these pedals and all this stuff, but I have trouble, programming my DVR.
Yeah, right. I know. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a podcast by the name of Band? It's called Band Geek. It's actually Band Geek.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Rich Castellano. He's a keyboard player, guitarist from Blue Oyster Cult. He's from Staten Island. They're all coming over on Sunday, so I have my work cut out for me. Sunday we're doing an episode of this podcast in the studio over there, and there's going to be probably 8 to 10 musicians here, all recording both video and audio, different songs, and we put them up on our respective podcasts. It's kind of it'll be like a joint Guilty by Association Band Geek podcast, which is going to be kind of cool. But the tech that goes behind that, I don't know how I set all this up. I don't know how I did this. I have no idea how I ended up like painting a room green and making it look like this. I have no idea.
Remember doing any of it? Maybe
I think it was divine intervention. I actually think, like, it was kind of like when God spoke to Noah and said, "You will build a boat." You know what I mean? 80 cubits by 80 cubits. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew I had to do it. So I kind of jumped in and went.
You hit it right there. You said, yeah, that's how I feel compelled to do what I'm doing. I think this is, somebody wants me to do this. I don't know why or what.
Well, I got to tell you, Joe, it's an absolute pleasure hanging with you, man, and talking to you. It was a lot of fun. I really can't wait for to hear some of the new stuff. Is that going to be available? Is it available on iTunes?
Well, we already released 2 singles of 2 of the new songs. There's another one I hope to release by Memorial Day weekend. It's up on iTunes. It's on Bandcamp. The 2 latest songs are called Behind the Curtain and Guilty of Innocence.
Behind the Curtain, Guilty of Innocence.
And
cool.
The new one coming out soon is called Take Your Medicine. And you could find it Stratosphereus.com. That's STRATOSPHEERIUS.
Stratosphereus.com. Nice.
Or JoeDeninzon.com, and there's links to all the places you could download those songs. And they're on iTunes, Bandcamp, CD Baby.
Well, we're going to link you to our website. I'm going to link you to our website for sure. I would love to see you down there on the 12th, man, if you can make it. I will shoot you an email, and come on down. Bring the wife. I'm going to have my girl there and stuff.
I would love to. She's actually probably going to be working, but
okay.
And sometimes I pick up a gig, but if I'm free that night, I will make it a point. I'll let you know in advance.
That'd be great, man. Yeah, right in Sayreville, not too far from you. That'd be awesome. I'd love to meet you in person.
Likewise, and send me a link once the podcast goes up. I'll put it up everywhere, Twitter and all
absolutely
that.
Will. Yep, absolutely will.
Great,
Joe. Thanks so much, man.
Great speaking with you. Thank you.
Same
so much
here,
for
bro.
having me. All the
best.
All right,
best.
Take care.
Bye bye. Joe Deninzon, folks, an amazing violinist, multi-instrumentalist from what he says. This one here. And I got to jam with another one. Another great. And how cool was that? A violin that sounds like a guitar. And a violin. That's awesome. Joe Pietaro, great job again. Those are the kind of guests I want. Got it? No one from Whackbag. Well, not no one from Whackbag. But no clowns. I don't want clowns. I don't want a fucking stuffed pig to sit there and tell me how dirty his balls are. I want talent. I want the real thing, the real deal. People that know what the hell they're doing. Musicians, preferably. Again, thanks. JoeDeninzon.com. That's DENINZON. DENINZON.com. JoeDeninzon.com. All right, we're on to the next bit of silliness. Thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, the Joseph Cumia Show, Guilty by Association. We will see you next Wednesday. We'd like to thank Joe Deninzon for coming on and playing some of that amazing violin for us, as well as all of you fucking morons on Facebook for giving me more material to get on the air with. I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Carol, too. Have a safe trip to Arizona, honey. I'm going to the Borgata this weekend. Yes. I'll be hanging out with my pal Adam Ferrara, who's going to be at the Music Box over at the Borgata, as well as with my friend Dennis Farrell. That's Mother Shuck on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next week. On behalf of all the staff here at the Racist Joseph Cumia Show, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.
We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to...